Hi, I'm Caitlin and welcome to my DIY and sewing channel, CaitMakes. As you saw in the thumbnail, today I am going to be trying something very new. I am going to be doing my own gel extensions for the first time at home using Gel X nail extensions. If you've been here before, you know I do a lot of sewing content, but I also am just a DIY girl. I love to do things myself, and this has been something that I've wanted to try for many years and just haven't really looked into. If you have gone into a salon to try to get false nails, then you know how crazy expensive it has gotten, especially if you want any sort of design on them, which, hello, you're paying to get your nails done, of course you want some kind of design. There is obviously a higher price point up front to buy all this stuff rather than just getting your nails done once, but of course this is a price for many sets of nails and not just one. So I thought it was worth a try. I went on a YouTube video rabbit hole and watched many other people do it until I could convince myself that I could give it a go. The two tutorials that I liked the best were by Kiana Bonolo, which is how I stumbled upon this method in the first place, and also Kaylee Boyle. So I'll link their tutorials in the description below, give credit where credit is due. And yeah, basically I'm just going to be the guinea pig for us all and see how doable this is for someone who has really never done anything like this. I have notoriously always had bad nails. I almost never paint them because it just chips off. My natural nails are pretty thin and break off really easily. I'm really bad at waiting for regular paint to dry, so I usually smudge it. Truly, she is not good at doing her nails thus far. Before I started filming, I did go ahead and do my good hand, so currently this is what we have. So spoiler, I did do it on one hand. It is possible. Am I terrified of doing my bad hand right now and on camera? Absolutely. But hopefully it turns out well. So this was my very first attempt, and honestly, I am tickled to death. I did not think that they would turn out this well. So we'll see if it all comes crashing down when I try and use my non-dominant hand to do all of this. Wish me luck, and I'll show you how I did this design, which is absolutely beginner friendly because I have never done any of these things before, and it worked. So if you would like to try these nails for the first time, this could be the design for you. Let's get into it. Okay, so here is my little setup of everything that I have purchased for doing these nails. I'll have everything linked in the description down below. First, you're just going to want to start with cleaning up your nail beds as much as possible. I used a cuticle clipper and tried to push them back as much as possible, then buffed them and dusted them off. And you just want to clean it off with some 100% acetone. Once your nails are clean, you can start working on the tips. I ordered the medium coffin style. These ones are not pre-etched, so I'm going to show you how I etch the inside because you really want to rough that up so that everything sticks and stays in place. I used a Dremel to do this. I found that the level 9 was kind of the right speed for me. I was nervous, so I had it on a lower speed before, and I just found that it was a lot harder to control, so don't be afraid to turn it up a little bit, but obviously don't go crazy. For the tips, you're just going to want to fit them to each of your nails and kind of set them aside and rough them up individually. Next up, we're going to use the Nail Prep Dehydrator. This is just to remove any leftover oil on your nails, and then we'll use the second part of this kit, which is the acid-free primer. This is a little bit sticky, so know that once you put this on, you don't want any lint or dust or anything around. I would also recommend doing a little lid full of the acetone to have on hand while you do this process. Next up is the 6-in-1 nail glue gel. You're going to want to do one coat of this on all of your nails and then put your hand under the UV light for 60 seconds or whatever your bottle says. And then this is the same stuff that we're going to use to apply the gel tips. And just note that you should be really careful about trying not to get the gel on your skin. You really want to keep it just on your nail. Fix little mistakes as you go. Acetone or with a cuticle cutter. I have two, so I would recommend using one for your cuticles and then one to be a bit rougher on that you can use for like removing excess gel. And then now this is how you apply them. I didn't really show, but you do need to put a good coat of the nail glue on the gel tip first, and then you want to go at a 45-degree angle starting at the base of your nail and then pushing down, and you want to watch the gel go all the way from the base to where your natural nail ends. This is the part that I found the most difficult. I also found after watching more videos, I don't think I did this very well myself, but you really don't need to go all the way to your nail bed. It's really better if you start a little bit further forward It'll just help with grow out. As you can see, I found this fairly difficult, especially on this hand. Like this one, I just reapplied the gel as quickly as possible onto the gel tip and then stuck it back on, and it ended up working fine. But if it had dried at all, then I would have had to like completely remove that and do a new gel tip and everything. So yeah, just be very careful. Try to really press it down and make sure that it's secure on your first go around. And yeah, this one I had a little bit of like spillage with the gel, as you can see here, so that I needed to remove. I found that the best solution was to use the cuticle cutters. So once you've done all of your fingers underneath the flash cure light, then you're going to want to put your whole hand under the larger UV light. I did forget to put this glove on at the beginning, which was very silly of me, but I am trying to use these like protective gloves that some of these kits come with, just to protect from the UV light as much as possible if I'm going to be doing these more often. But I forgot to put them on at the beginning, and then I didn't want to get any fuzz or anything on them. But once the nails were on, I could slip these on really quick. Basically, the rest of this, in my opinion, is a piece of cake. You will have no problem. It's very fun from here. This part is very nerve-wracking to me right now. In all the videos that I watched, it was really the opposite. Everyone kind of says that this is like the quickest, easiest part, and then that the design is the hardest, and I feel the exact opposite. I think as I do it more, it'll become a lot easier. Something that I didn't really hear from the videos is that, at least for my nails, I have to push as hard as I can basically to get the nail to sit properly. And I think that may be because these nails are much more curved than my natural nails. I think my natural nails are fairly flat. So I really have to press these down to get them to lay onto my nail. And I think I have to put a little bit more gel than like some of the tutorials that I had seen told me to. They say put a thin layer, but I feel like I do have to go kind of thick in the middle, and I think it's because of that same thing where I just don't have as much curvature in my nail, so I kind of need to put more gel in the middle so that it can help fill that like gap. So if you have kind of flat nails as well, that is my tip for you. Know that you do have to push like pretty hard, and I really have to do it while my nail is under there so that it's already kind of curing. I definitely think I did worse on this hand than I did on my other hand. Shocker. Again, something I think that I can improve in time. So yeah, definitely not perfect, but so much better than going to the salon, guys. So much better. So yeah, let's keep going. From here, it's really mostly design, so much more fun. Now we're just going to shape these up a little bit. I really just filed them minimally to get rid of any like sharp edges. This is longer than I would usually do my nails. I just didn't really want to fuss with them much, but I think I will do them a little shorter next time. And then I went ahead and used the Dremel to rough up the entire nail so that the gel will really stick. And then mostly on this hand, I really focused on trying to taper it down at the nail bed to make sure that when it grows out, there isn't a stark line. This is not something that I did on my first hand, but it was easier than I thought it would be. Just be really careful, go really slow, and you're just going to want to brush any excess off. Next, I'm going to put acetone at the base of all my nails to really try and get that as smooth as possible. This is supposed to melt the gel tip down a little bit. Okay, so now we're to the painting stage, and I actually think that this hand is going to end up looking so much better than the other one, which just goes to show you that even only having done one hand, you learn a lot. I did find another video that gave me the tip about putting the acetone around the base of the gel to make it last longer, and I can already tell it looks so much better. I think it's going to grow out so much better. I thought that these looked good until I did this, and then now I see probably going to have a very obvious like grow out because I just didn't taper it down as well at the bed of my nail. So definitely give that a try. If you're not comfortable using the drill in your nails, I did just use a really coarse, not this one, but I did just use a really coarse file on this hand because I was nervous, and I saw someone else do it that way. So this will be a nice test as to which one lasts better, if it makes a big difference or not. I think the biggest difference is just going to be the grow out, really. I think that the gel will stay just fine, but we'll see. It'll be a little experiment for myself. For this part, I feel like it can get a little confusing, so make sure you do the base gel and then your builder gel and then the top gel. And then I had some camera issues, so we're switching to my iPhone footage. Sorry about that, but yeah, first you're going to want to put on the base gel. Just do a nice coat of this on all of your nails and then put it under the light for 60 seconds or whatever your bottle says. Next up, we'll move on to the builder gel, which will be where the color comes in. I'm using a more brown toned neutral shade, which I really love the tone of. I feel like it's really similar to my skin tone, which is nice. This came in like a set of a bunch of different nudes, so I'm excited to try out the other ones. There are quite a few more pinky shades in there that I think will look really nice. Once you have one coat of that, you'll put it under the light again for 60 seconds. And then I did a second coat because this was still pretty sheer and I did want it a little bit less sheer than that. So just did another coat and then put it under the light for, again, 60 seconds. And then we're going to move on to the design. So I got this little wax pen to help me put any like gems or pearls on there. Taking some top coat and just dabbing it onto a piece of cardboard so that I can get little dots off of there. Just using this little wooden nail tool that I had on hand, but you can use anything with a pointy end, of course. And I'm just going to be dotting a bit of that top gel wherever I want to stick the pearls, and then I'm going to be using the wax pen to grab the pearl and then place it where I want. This wax pen was really simple. I feel like this is way easier than if I had tried to use tweezers, so definitely recommend that. And yeah, I'm just doing like 4 on my pointer finger and ring finger scattered, and then I'm flash curing it. And then I'm putting a nice thick layer of top coat on the entire nail, covering up all of the pearls to make sure that they're really secure. And then I'm going to put it under the light for 60 seconds. Next up, I really wanted to add some color. I would not recommend using regular nail polish in this process at all, but it is the only thing I had. The only gels I had were the neutral tones. So I used this purple OPI shade and I'm just painting my entire pinky nail, and then I am doing tips on my middle finger and thumb. I did try to use a very small detail brush like I have seen professionals do, and I just found it really difficult. So I found the best thing to do was just use the regular brush and just go at a steep angle, and I basically just went from one corner of my nail to the tip and then on the other side, and then filled in any missing bits. And I thought this was a lot easier than how I've seen like professionals do it. So if you're struggling to make a nice like tip shape, then maybe give that a try. I did go ahead and put this under the UV light for 60 seconds. It's obviously not gel polish, so I don't know how much this helped or hindered it. But once it was dry, I did a second coat of that purple, and then I moved on to adding some more decoration to my pinky nail because I felt like it needed a little more flourish. So I decided to do 3 different sizes of pearls for this. I did like the number 4 in the package that I got, and then the number 2 and the number 1. So I wanted to incorporate all the things that I had done to my other nails, like the pearls and the purple and the tip. And I thought that this design kind of mimicked all those while still being unique. Did the same process that I did before, curing it in the flash cure light. And then I did a heavy layer of top coat on the pinky nail and then on the other nails with the purple, and then put my entire hand underneath the UV light. And then that is really our nails completed. So the last thing I did was just wipe them off with acetone, and then I used this cuticle oil, which I think is so cute. It has little flowers in it. Overall, I think this was a very successful experiment. I am so excited to do this again. I honestly can't wait for them to grow out so that I can do a new design. I'm definitely going to be addicted to doing these nails. I really think anyone can do this as long as you're willing to like take your time and just be, you know, gentle with yourself to make sure that you don't overdo anything. But totally a beginner friendly process. I've never done anything like this, and I'm so pleased with the results. So if you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is a new kind of content for me, so please comment down below if you did enjoy this and if you'd like to see more nail videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will see you guys next Tuesday for a new DIY video. Now please enjoy these final reveal shots.